we're back. Whack. Sidetrack. Podcast. At last. Episode 35. Here with the boys still. They're going ham.
Oh, man. Oh, you missed.
They're going ham. Are you guys even at the same spot, or are you totally different spots this game?
He missed. Oh, my goodness.
That's cool, though, you know. See, this looks more fun. The way Sky's got it set up, both of the computers are, like, facing two different ways.
Yeah.
So, like, it would be... I don't know. This is at least kind of like you're in the same game. Looking at the same screen. So y'all want to hear some crazy shit, huh?
Sure. Give it to me.
Crazy shit. I've just been telling y'all crazy shit all day. So, there's a hole. I found out recently. It's called Mel's Hole.
Okay.
This is going all the way back to the 90s. This guy called into a TV or a radio show. 97. This guy had a show. It was called Coast to Coast. His name was Art Bell. His radio show, what he would do, he was fascinated with supernatural stuff, and he would always constantly call in and he'd ask for people to call in and be like, you know, tell them, you know, if they worked at Area 51 and anything they could reveal or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he heard some crazy shit. Some dude said something like aliens aren't what you think and this and that, and like they could be moving the population but they aren't, and destruction and this is all coming and this and that, and it was just super scary, dude. And it just cut off and the whole satellite shut off, and that never happened before. He's like, apparently we just like the whole satellite was down. It's never happened, and it's nuts. And then some other guy was like, I want to go see what's happening over Area 51. So he called in. He was flying a plane. He was like flying over it at night. And they're like, don't do it. And they shot him down on the air, dude, and killed him.
Really?
Yeah. This was back in the 90s. So this dude calls and he's like, hey, I got a hole on my land, you know, and it goes way back, like centuries apparently. Like, he doesn't know that much about it, but everybody's just been throwing their trash down there. Thousands of tires, fucking couches, refrigerators, livestock, fucking dead dogs. People think that sometimes, you know, this dude threw a dead hunting dog and then they seen another dog that looked like that dog, but it was like it acted different, so it's almost like some Pet Cemetery shit. The hole's about 9 feet in diameter, and you don't hear an echo, you don't hear any sound when you drop anything. This dude, like, he had shark lure because he used to catch sharks or something, and he like, it was a 20-pound line, but he like put it down. It's like 1,500-foot line, didn't touch the ground. And he put lifesavers on there, so if there was water, they would melt. And nothing. So then he connected more and more line. He claims that he has laid 80,000 feet of line in this hole and has not touched the ground.
Damn. What the fuck?
But he got to a point where the weight of the line would exceed, the 20 pounds, and it would snap. So he stopped. But he never pulled that line up. But after he called into this radio show and told him about his hole, strangely, the government showed up out there. And fucking told him that wasn't his land anymore, pretty much. And if they pretty much were like, there's a plane crash out here. He's like, I don't see any smoke, and this and that. And they're like, well, if you have any problems with it, we'll just say that there's a meth lab here, you know, because he had a lab. He was practicing medicine because he was studying these plants from Nevada that the natives were using for healing shit, you know, so he knew that they could do that.
That's fucked up, though.
Yeah, dude. And he said it all in the air, you know, and they made a deal with him. They gave him $250,000 like every month and sent him to Australia. Told him to never come back to the country. And he did come back to the country after he took that offer. And he was going to get on a bus. He was going to go on to that radio show physically.
Yep.
And an altercation happened on the bus. And he fucking woke up 12 days later and it looked like IVs were in his arms and shit. And they took his back teeth out.
What the fuck?
He doesn't know who the fuck did it or where. He woke up on the street from the bump. And all his money was taken. His belt buckle was taken. Now he's living with his nephew in America. But so they took his hole, and then these natives got hold of him, and they were from New Mexico. His hole was in Washington, by the way, not DC, but just Washington. And the neighbor would claim that they saw like really black shooting out of the hole at night into the sky.
Yeah.
Which is fucking weird. When it wasn't covered, because he built a metal cover for it, so when he wasn't using it, people wouldn't fall in it. It's nuts, dude. So these fucking natives get a hold of him, right? And they're like, well, this guy knows about holes and shit, and we want to invite him on our land because we're just intrigued to hear what he says. And he went out there, and then they happened to find another hole that was like his hole, also 9 feet in diameter, this and that, but the government didn't come and fuck with this one. I don't know, they probably just kept it under wraps.
Okay.
But they did experiments. What they did was they lowered a bucket of ice in the hole, and they kept a bucket of ice at the top. And the ice went all like way down there, and it's supposed to get hot, you know, and he lifted it up, it was lukewarm, it didn't melt. They put it under fire, it didn't melt. It caught fire, but you couldn't see the fire, but it was emanating heat, and like, I don't know, it made this weird fucking ice that burned. And it was weird, and some guy heard about that shit, and he went and he obtained this ice. He kept it in a wood stove in his house, and it burned, it warmed his house, he cooked food on it. And it burned so hot, it took all the moisture out of the air in his house, and he was drinking so much water just to stay hydrated, and like, it burned through the wood stove, and the wood stove burned through the ground, and it burned like into the earth, and the whole house started caving in and crumbling because it was sucking all the oxygen out of everything. The whole house was going into the earth, and they were gonna fucking send a native down in there. A native guy wanted to go down into the hole.
Of course.
And the sheep, like the livestock, were freaking out, and they're like, okay, well maybe there's danger down there. So they sedated a sheep and they put it down in the hole. And fucking the sheep, they raised it up and it looked alright, but they did an autopsy on it and it was cooked from the inside out, is what it seemed like. Weird. And it had built this weird tumor-like thing on it, and it was moving, and they cut it open, and it was like this little seal creature thing that had human eyes.
Oh, what the fuck?
That was in it, and it like looked at dude or whatever, and fucking, I don't know, and it like jumped in the hole. And I don't know, and he found out he had cancer before that. After that, he was healed of the cancer somehow.
What the fuck?
And then it's believed that that creature somehow was communicating to them through using like a radio in the hole or something, and just using beeps, or I don't know how they figured it out. But it was trying to tell them, it was trying to warn them about this ice, and to not fuck with it, and to not use these holes because they're fucking gateways to other dimensions or some shit, and to not have humans go in them or something. I don't know. I just found out all about this shit recently, but that shit's nuts, and that really was a call that really happened, and all that. Dude. How does that make you guys feel?
Freaked out? What do you mean?
What did you think when I told you that I was going to tell you about Mel's hole?
I didn't know what it was going to be.
Butthole.
I thought it was a butthole. I thought it was a butthole, Mom.
Hi, Mom. He's a mud.
Are you over there in Limegrave still?
Yeah, but I play it out. Yeah,
I'm over here doing this fucking. I just found another
I'm a
boss
mage,
area
so I don't have as much defense.
Did you even end up going in that cave when you killed that fucking red dude?
Yeah, I already got the treasure chest in there. I'm going to this down here. There's a boss down here I want to go to.
But yeah, dude, that call of the dude talking about the aliens and shit and then the satellite getting shut off. Dude told me about that and showed me that when I was tripping balls on shrooms. That was the worst.
Yeah, that is what the fuck.
I mean, you could play that sober and have a horrible day.
Yeah. I wouldn't do that shit.
I mean, now when you think about it, you're like, maybe that guy was schizophrenic, but it sounded like it was legit. He was talking about some seriously fucked up shit. And you think like, oh, that was in the 90s, you know, things gotta be alright, because we're alright now, but it's only gotten that much worse, probably.
Right?
You're right.
You're right.
Right.
What was the best cartoon as a kid?
Tom and Jerry.
Over Courage?
Tom and Jerry, then Courage, yeah.
What's your third one?
Ed, and Eddie.
That's what I thought you were going to say. You have a fourth?
And fourth?
Powerpuff?
They were alright. My sisters watched them a lot. Shoot. After that one would probably be Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
No, I want to fall
old.
fuck.
That is old. Hey Arnold, I feel like was so old that it was like Rocket League.
Yeah.
I barely remember it. What is it called? It's not called Rocket League. Team Rock, no. Fuck it, Rocket Power.
Yeah,
Team Rocket.
I thought I was going to lose my souls again. I was like, God.
Who's your favorite Pokemon first gen?
Probably the blue one. I don't know their names.
The blue one. Alright, how about you, Adam?
Favorite Pokemon in the first gen?
First gen, yeah.
Oh, Pokemon. Oh my God. I
What
thought you
did
said
you
Power Rangers for some reason.
I loved that for Pokemon though. Your answer was the blue one. That was perfect. I was like, all right, the blue one. I was assuming Squirtle, but it could be any other blue.
Does it have to be the top three, or any of them?
And Poliwhirl.
I have to say
Any of the Pokemon, or just the top three?
I said first gen. Yeah, you can do top three. Your top three. Just first gen, first and second.
Gyarados is one.
Gyarados. That's
He's
the
a
bird.
evolved form of Magikarp.
No, that's not a bird. Gyarados is not a
Dragon.
bird. Gyarados is that blue dragon thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool. Yeah, that's funny too, right? How he fucking evolves into that badass thing from that dumbass car.
Fish.
Just, he's like that's good. One day that retarded fish down there, he's gonna be my sea dragon.
Yeah.
So
It's stuck with it long enough.
you better treat him right.
Ooga booga.
Yeah, he like looks like a fucking weeping bell or whatever. Weeping bell just looks like a fleshlight that fucking doesn't want to be alive. Or not weeping. Is it weeping
Yeah,
bell?
Weeping
Yeah,
Bell.
weeping bell. Yeah. Why is he
Same.
weeping?
Yeah, and then it turns into fucking
I don't know what the fuck he turns into. I know what it
like
looks
screaming something or other.
I know what it looks like, but
Go away, stupid Spike.
so you want to give us a good answer, Aaron?
Alright,
Top three.
top three.
Oh wait, what did you said Gyarados? Did you even say it? Two others?
No.
Give us two others. Unless you want to do one at a time. Aaron,
Yeah.
Aaron, you give the first one.
Probably Charizard.
Charizard. I used to have a Japanese Dark Charizard card
That'd be cool.
when I was younger. It's kind of holographic. This was all before EX.
Please don't kill me. Please don't. No!
Dude, you're fucking dead. I don't know how you would have thought that you would have lived that. You fell like 100 feet. You would have aimed for that wall at
That's what I was
least.
trying to do.
That's what I was trying to do. You're like 5 feet away
I
from
didn't mean to
it.
jump over the fucking wall, honestly. Oh, well, now I have no
Castle
reason.
mourn, because all we do is mourn the death of Aaron jumping off.
Yeah, now I don't have to worry about it because now I just lost my 4,000 souls, so now I can just run through this shit until I get to
Okay, so you heard Charizard. Adam, what's next?
Mewtwo.
Mewtwo is the shit. I will give you that. I personally like Mew.
She's not part of the first gen though.
What?
Mew ain't part of the first gen.
Wait, Mewtwo is?
Mewtwo is, yeah, because I
He
guess
wasn't in.
Mew
How the
evolved from Mewtwo.
Fuck, does that make any sense?
I don't know. I watched the anime, I guess.
I don't care about that. We're accepting this. Mew existed. If Mewtwo exists, fucking Mew exists.
Makes
I like Mew because Mew is just innocent, doesn't give a fuck, and is just like retarded powerful. Mew. And like the other one's just like pissed off, like, what the fuck's wrong with you? And it's like, Mew. He's
I
like,
saw that
these fucking humans.
I saw the detective one with fucking Ryan Reynolds in it. That was actually pretty fucking
Yeah,
good.
it was nuts. I watched it once.
I was actually rather enjoyed by it. Like,
It
he did
was fucked how they came up with all that.
good. Yeah.
But back to Mew and Pokemon. I don't even remember, dude. So Mewtwo, that's your answer for 2. What's your second favorite Pokemon, Aaron?
Trico.
What?
What the
Trico.
fuck? That's not part of the
That's
first
That
not-
gen.
ain't Gen 1.
Oh.
I don't
That's
even
like
know what the
Gen
fuck that
3.
is.
You know what a Trico is?
That's like Gen 4 or 5.
I know
Okay,
what
fine.
I know what Tampico juice is. Trico. The fuck is this? Oh! You sound like a YouTuber right now. It's Trico. It's not Sneeko. It's Trico.
Shit.
Where'd that treat go?
That's a good question. I want to say the stupid things
Did I
like
really just find
Pikachu's.
another phone?
Geodude.
Geodude.
Yeah, I found a new sign of grace.
You talking about which one's Geo? Geodude's the 2 arms, right?
Yep.
The fucking.
Yep, and the big boulder looking at
You don't even like his evolutions.
His evolutions are good too. Yeah.
I like fucking Golem. You know the fucking round fucking
Yep.
rock dude. Magmar or whatever. He was the shit.
Well, I still was
Like
like,
Lava guy.
I like
Electric.
Electabuzz too.
I like fucking Poliwhirl, fully grown, fucking
Kirby.
Machamp or whatever, Machoke, whatever one was the dope one.
Macho.
Did you say Kirby? That's my favorite Pokemon. Ditto. Ditto's badass.
Kirby.
Kirby.
Kirby's not. Really
I
bad.
like
What's
that. I like that fucking bug one that's just like black fucking abyss and then 2 red eyes, but he's just like a beetle, like fucking cool. It's something with a K.
It's
I
not
can't-
Karibo.
It might be.
Karibo has like a whole lot.
Karibo's a
of things.
fucking Yu-Gi-Oh monster.
Yeah, it is.
It's not a Karibo, is it? Yeah. Yeah, it's Yu-Gi-Oh. It's a Blue Eyes. That's what it is. Blue Eyes White Saiyan. What the fuck was that? Glowing.
That was one of those. They're called teardrop scarabs. So if you ever run low of like one of your flasks, if you find one of them, you can kill it. It replenishes the flask that you currently have.
What? I did not know that. I was killing those scarabs all the time. Never knew what they did. Why are you jumping? Oh. Scaring me and shit. I felt my dick stop. Y'all ever have... Did you guys feel the urge to go and see Mel's holes? Either of those? If you had the option without the government being involved?
Yes.
It would be intriguing. What do you think you'd do?
Jump in it.
Yeah?
No.
I'd grab a GoPro, jump in that motherfucker, and it just like It'd probably be like ghost shit and just drain the energy so the battery would die immediately. So like none of it would be recorded anyway. They couldn't retrieve it. I mean, how would they retrieve it? The string wouldn't last. Like nobody would have one unless you had a line that was long. It goes